This is the story of Ozzy's dog, who lives with a family in which there is a little girl called Paola. Paola and Ozzy grew up together, so they had a lot of friendship, doing all sorts of mischief together. Even now, when they are playing, by mistake, there is a loss in the house next to them, which Paola and Ozzy's dad had to bear all the loss, because of which Paola has been scolded, and now it has been decided that she can't leave the house for 2 days. Ozzy is very sad that because of her, Paola was scolded. Now what fun would she do alone outside? Although she had a lot of friends here, all the dogs in this area were her friends. And they all had the same enemy who used to come to their area with the girl who used to give the newspaper in the morning and used to scare them all a lot. Paola was very happy, but today she was worried about her friend. If she doesn't come out, Ozzy will call her on the head. She was worried about this. That's why he makes it very difficult for Paola to hide from her mom and dad and come out with a skateboard. These people will have a lot of fun. No one will even know. Paola also agrees with him. But in all this, when they come out and have fun, Paola falls while riding a skateboard. And now she has been hurt a lot. Paola was going to hide from her family, but her mom had seen her. She was going to scold her that her dad comes here and saves Paola from her mom's anger. And in the next scene, we see that Paola's dad had been offered a foreign trip from a company. He was going to Japan for vacation. All the people were very happy. But the problem was that he could not take Ozzy on this trip because pets were not allowed. He calls all his friends and asks them, "Can you keep Ozzy for a month?" When no one agrees, he has to leave Ozzy with the company whose ad he had seen on TV. This company took care of the family's dogs who wanted to go somewhere for a while. Ozzy's family sees that this company takes very good care of the dogs. Seeing the atmosphere here, they are very satisfied. That's why they leave Ozzy here. All this is deceit. Here only trained dogs were being acted. Dogs were not wanted in such an environment. Actually, these people were very bad. They kept the dogs in a place like a jail, where Ozzy was also brought. Security dogs bring Ozzy to a dog named Grunt, who was the in charge here. Ozzy takes his collar from Ozzy and gives him a number. Ozzy says that this is not my place. Maybe someone has brought me here by mistake. My family had left me in the shelter for a month. But who was going to pay attention to here? Security dogs here take pictures of Ozzy, like a prisoner, and send him to a room and warn him that if you try to run away from here, it will be very bad with you. Ozzy was very worried here. Ozzy talks a lot to him to relax, and during all this, Ozzy tells him that maybe I came here by mistake. My family will take me from here after a month. After hearing this, the dog named Fronky stands in front of him. All the new dogs come here and say the same. But no one has come to take anyone's family. Ozzy does not believe Fronky's words, and they sleep at night. Ozzy does not believe that these people were going to give him breakfast, but all these dogs had to be made to work. Now early in the morning, all the dogs start working without eating. And like them, Ozzy is also given a new job. Ozzy had to separate the plates. But Ozzy did not understand the difference in colors, and when he makes a mistake here, he is put in the washing machine as a punishment and washed. Finally, at noon, these dogs had to be fed. Here, too, something bad was happening to Ozzy. No dog lets Ozzy sit with him, and then Fronky brings him back with him. Here, while eating, 2 more of his friends become. Now here, Ozzy's new friend tells Ozzy that you should give up all these hopes that someone will take you back from here. None of the dogs who have come here have gone back. And yes, remember one more thing. Ozzy respects Fronky a lot, and now we're going to meet him. Ozzy thought it would be a very big dog. But when he goes near, he finds out that he is a small dog, and Ozzy's laughter comes out. Now it could have been pretty bad with him, but this leader knew that Ozzy may have come here. He does not know about the rules here, so he forgives Ozzy and leaves. Ozzy's friend and roommate had run away from the jail. As soon as he was about to tell this to his new friend, suddenly, security dogs throw Fronky away. This did not mean that Fronky had tried to run, but he was not successful in it. He tells them that one day I will definitely run. I am not going to stay here. I have tried a lot before, and I will keep trying. During these talks, a dog comes and tells them that the leader has called them. Ozzy was afraid that the leader might punish him. Anyway, when these people go to the leader asks Ozzy that have you ever been a racer? Have you ever fought a dog race on which Ozzy says no? This has never happened. The leader says it is a very good thing. I also want a dog who has never participated in a race. He was now showing a dog in front of him. Ozzy was very demotivated. He thought he was defeated and now he was not ready to participate in the race. The leader tells Ozzy to race with him and lose. Do not win at all. This will encourage him and he will be ready to participate in the race again. Ozzy also agrees to this and the race begins. I don't know where Ozzy got excited while racing. He had forgotten that he has to lose this race. Ozzy wins the race and defeats the first racer dog. Seeing this, the leader is also very impressed with him and makes him his own player. But Ozzy says no. Maybe I won't be able to do this, because after a month I will have to come to take my family. The leader tells him to stop dreaming. Still, Ozzy says that I need some time to think, and the leader gives him a day to think. Now, as soon as Ozzy comes and tells all this to his friend tells him that you should not join that team. Thank God you didn't even say yes. Now after his words, Ozzy had decided that he was going to refuse the leader. Like his previous words, the leader also comes here. And when he asks Ozzy for his decision, Ozzy refuses him very easily. For now, the leader leaves from here. But now, these dogs did not know what was going to happen to them. Now after a while, all the anger of the leader was going to come down on them. The leader makes them suffer in every way, like getting beaten up by other dogs, not letting them play. When Ozzy is running away from all these things, he runs into Grunt, who is also in charge of this place. He takes Ozzy to his office and asks him all the stories. After telling Ozzy all the stories, Grunt says, okay, you join his team, but then your job will be to lose that race. Then Ozzy finds out that there are two teams in this jail. One is the leader's team, and the other is Grunt's team. Both teams have a lot of enmity and play different kinds of games like fighting and racing. Now Grunt wanted Ozzy to be part of the leader's team, but he lost to Grunt's racer, and everyone thought that Grunt's team was more powerful. Here Ozzy says that if he defeats the leader, then they will not leave him alive. Now, because of denying both the teams, his life was in trouble. First of all, he gets beaten up by both the teams. And he doesn't even get food here. Even his friends get beaten up because of him. Ozzy gets very upset about these things and feels ashamed that his friends also get punished because of him. That's why he says to his friends, if you come to take Ozzy, I will take you all from here. And then Ozzy's friend shows Ozzy the calendar and says that his dad had to come to pick him up in a month. But look, it's been more than a month and his dad hasn't come. When the scene is cut, we are shown that his dad had come to pick him up, but the owner of this place played a disgusting trick. He told Ozzy's dad that Ozzy had a flu because of which he died. Hearing this, Ozzy's dad and Ozzy's entire family were very sad because they didn't know that Ozzy was alive and was being tortured. Now Ozzy and Ozzy's friends were also very upset about this. Then Ozzy makes a plan. He thinks that if he denies anyone from both the teams, then both will kill him. So what does he do first? He goes and tells the leader that he is ready to go to the race. Similarly, he tells Grunt that he will lose the race, although he was not going to do both these things. He was going to run away from here before the race, for which he needed the blueprint of this factory. That is, the map of this factory, which could only be found in Grunt's office. Now we know that one of Ozzy's friends also has the keys to his office. These people quickly go to his office and get the blueprint. Now, with the help of the map, these people get to know about all the places here. They start making a hidden way to get out of here. And these people were also succeeding in their goal. That's why Ozzy was very happy, because he knew that now he would get rid of this life of jail. The day passes and finally the day of the race comes. Here, all the friends of Ozzy and Ozzy are very scared. Not because they have to go to the race, but because today these people are going to run. But this work was not so easy. Ozzy had to trick them all first. That's why he goes to the racing ground. The race starts, and suddenly the light goes off while racing, and with Ozzy, all his friends were missing from here. Ozzy had already planned all this, but Little and Grunt did not know about this. Now they go to Ozzy's room to find Ozzy, where they also get a secret way. Ozzy and Ozzy's friends were sitting in such a carton, who were about to leave this factory after a while, and no one standing here knows about this. And now the car was finally going to leave the factory. These people were about to be released, but the system installed here does not indicate that there are dogs in the car. Such people are caught again and brought to jail. Now, as soon as these people come to jail, Grunt was very angry because Grunt was in charge of this place, and Ozzy and his friends had the courage to run away. Now Grunt would have made them feel bad, but here Ozzy is very cunning. He locks himself in the same room and runs out of there and goes to the announcement room. He gives a speech to everyone that, "What are you all dogs doing here? This is all deception. We are family pets. We can only live with the family. If we keep fighting like this, we will not get any. We should be brave. We should be one and we should run away from here." But the problem was that these dogs had been here for so long. Now Ozzy gives the collars of all these people from Grunt's office. Looking at the collars, he also remembered his family. We see that now the leader of this place, Ozzy's talks were also in his heart. He says to everyone that there is a lot of fight. We should support each other to go from here. Now when all these people met, it was not difficult for them to get out of here. These people get out of this jail very easily, and now the owner of this place was probably not going to survive. When he saw Ozzy, he saw that all the dogs were very angry. Now the assistant of the owner of this place, he sits in the car and runs away, while all the dogs sit on the owner of this place and eat a lot. Now the assistant of this owner, who was running away from here, with the help of a car, Ozzy and all his friends sit on the same car, and then they get off the car at such a place from where his house was close. Now on the way to Ozzy's house. Ozzy's friend's house comes first. Ozzy is very happy and happily keeps him with him. On the way, Ozzy also finds Fronky's grandpa, who had also reached his destination, and then finally Ozzy also reaches his house. With him now only his one friend was left who now had no family. He did not get his house, but Ozzy says, "You are not worried. I will keep you with my family." When Ozzy comes home, his whole family is very happy to see him. When everyone is loving him, he tells his dad that someone else has also come with me. He calls his friend inside, and this whole family understood that Ozzy has brought his companion here. That's why this family also happily keeps him with them. After this, we find out that the man who kept the dogs like prisoners in the jail, he was also punished. He was caught by the police. and all the dogs he had were taken to his house. Ozzy was very happy to come to his area and meet all the dogs of his area. Today, a newspaper guy comes to his town with whom his big dog always bothered all these dogs. Today, all these dogs are not afraid of them. Rather, all these dogs get together, bother that big dog so much that he gets scared and runs away. In this way, these dogs are very happy, and this story ends here by showing them only